everybody, my name is Quinn and welcome to my channel. So today we are going to be talking about my August TBR. I haven't set a TBR for myself in a really long time, and the reason is I feel like when I used to set TBRs, I put a lot of pressure on myself to read all those books in a month, and it kind of took the pleasure from reading away from me just because I feel like I had to read those books rather than I wanted to read those books. So I've decided that my TBRs are just going to be tentative. They're just going to be what I'm interested in at the moment, and if they change, that's fine, that's great, but I really just want to focus on reading stuff that is interesting to me, that intrigues me, that excites me, and these are the books that I want to read at the given moment. I have 4 books that are probably set and I'm definitely interested in, definitely going to read during the month of August, and 2 books that I may or may not get to. So let's just hop right in. The first book that I'm planning to read in the month of August is Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban. I am doing a reread and I'm reading 1 book a month until the end of December, and I would have completed my reread of the series. I'm really excited to read this book. It's not my favorite in the series, but it just means that I'm one closer to one of my favorites in the series, which is Goblet of Fire, which I absolutely love, and I can't wait to reread this book again. So in June, I bought a lot of books. I probably went too crazy on a book outlet sale, but because of that, I do have a pretty large for me TBR, so I kind of want to work on getting that down. So I decided that I'm going to pick up My Lady Jane by Cynthia Hand, Brody Ashton, and Jodi Meadows. This book follows a kind of twist on history of Lady Jane Grey, who held the throne for one day before she was beheaded. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about with this book is that it is magical realism, which isn't my favorite genre and I've never really been able to get fully into, but I've heard this book is hilarious and I really just want a book that makes me laugh this month, so I definitely think I'm going to be picking up this book in the month of August. The next book is a book that I've been anticipating to read for a really long time, and it's by one of my favorite authors, and that is Replica by Lauren Oliver. I love Lauren Oliver. I think that her writing is so complex. She just writes in so many different genres, and this is no exception. This book follows 2 characters, Lyra and Gemma. Follows both of their stories. I think it has to somehow do with cloning. I'm not really sure, so I think this has sort of a sci-fi twist on it, but I kind of want to go into it not knowing a lot, which is kind of different from the way I usually read. I usually read a synopsis, but I don't want to know too much about this. But this book is unique because you can read Lyra's story first and then Gemma's story, or you could read 1 chapter from Lyra and 1 chapter from Gemma, which I think is how I'm going to read it. But I'm so excited to read this book because I've heard a lot of people really enjoy this, even if they don't like Lauren Oliver's other work, so I'm anticipating that I'll really enjoy this book. And the last book that I know I will get to in the month of August is What I Thought Was True by Huntley Fitzpatrick. This story follows our main character, Gwen. She works on kind of a summer island with a lot of tourists. She meets a guy, kind of goes from there. The summary is kind of really vague and I can't really get a lot of it from the summary, but I really have been on a contemporary kick lately, so I kind of put this book on my TBR to feed that urge, and I'm hoping that I really like it because I have previously enjoyed Huntley Fitzpatrick's other works, so we will see. And the next 2 books are books that I may or may not pick up just because of their size, and that is A Conjuring of Light by Victoria Schwab. I started this book in May and I got halfway through it, but I was honestly getting so bored because just nothing was happening. I liked the first book. I thought it was solid. I liked the second one enough, but I wasn't as crazy about it as everyone else was. I just feel like I'm not in love with these characters. I really like the world that she's developed, but the characters themselves are what is holding me back from really liking the story. So I'm halfway through it and I honestly don't know if I want to DNF this or not, just because I've kind of lost interest in reading this, if we're being completely honest, but seeing it on my TBR shelf is kind of irritating because it's like you're halfway through, just get through the book. So let me know down below if you think that I should finish this book, because I'm really torn right now whether or not I should. And the last book that I may or may not get to in the month of August is Lady of Midnight by Cassandra Clare. I read this last year, I really enjoyed it, but if we're being completely honest, I don't remember a lot from it, and I really want to read Lord of Shadows, but I feel like I can't justify buying it until I reread Lady Midnight, because I don't want to go into Lord of Shadows forgetting a bunch of details and then not fully grasping the story as I would like to. So I really would like to get to this month, but it is a hunker and I do have so many books that I haven't read yet, so we will see if I end up getting to this in August, but I really want to. So those were all the books that I plan on reading in the month of August. Let me know down below if you've read any of those books and what you thought of them. All the links for my social media will be down below. Please subscribe and like this video if you haven't already. I would love for you guys to stick around and talk to you in the future. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye guys!